Hey everyone, Motumbo here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we are playing some more historic here on Magic Arena. And I have a really sweet deck that I'm super happy that we actually built on stream and got to play over the weekend. And yeah, we're going to hop right into it. We are playing a deck called Fervent Swords. And so this deck spawned off of an idea that one of our new friends, Bath Salty, came into the channel and they said, oh, you know what? I saw a modern list that Aspiring Spike was playing and, having to do with Fervent Champions and swords, specifically Sword of Fire and Ice. And, they were curious of what we could do in Historic to, maybe put something together along those lines. While we don't have the free elementals, like Fury and Solitude and stuff like that, unfortunately we can't play those. But, we're going to see what we can do in Historic. And this is the list that we kind of settled on. And it worked really well. No spoilers, but we crushed the games here. So let's hop into it. Let's just hop into specifically the main card that started this all was Fervent Champion. So Fervent Champion, if you're not familiar with it, is just a 1-mana 1/1 with first strike and haste. When it attacks, you get to give a target attacking knight you control +1/+0. But the main ability here is that equip abilities you activate that target Fervent Champion cost 3 less. So specifically with Sword of Fire and Ice, we get to equip it for free onto the Fervent Champion. And that is huge, right? So so Sword of Fire and Ice on a Fervent Champion turns it into a 3/3 first striker with protection from red and from blue. And then it also says whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, Sword of Fire and Ice deals 2 damage to any target and you draw a card. So this card is insane. This card used to just stomp people way back when it was first introduced into Standard a long time ago. So yeah, so this is how it started. It started with Fervent Champion and Sword of Fire and Ice, and I figure, you know what? Why not only play 4 Swords of Fire and Ice? Maybe we play a couple of Sword of Body and Mind. This one is 2/2 pro green, pro blue. This also gets to put wolf tokens into play. It also mills our opponent for 10 if we hit with it. So that's really where we started. So then with a typical equipment list, especially staying in the Boros shell, we're going to look at potentially putting in Colossus Hammer. Colossus Hammer is a 1-mana equipment, but it does cost 8 to equip. But it does give the creature +10/+10. But it does lose flying. We don't really care about flying. But this is an insane equipment if you can kind of like cheat it on to one of your creatures. And we do have multiple ways to do that. So we have a Sigarda's Aid, which is another, staple card that you'll see in Historic whenever you're playing equipment. It's just a 1-mana enchantment, and it says you can cast aura and equipment spells as though they had flash, but whenever equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you can attach it to target creature control. So you could just throw this hammer down as an instant once they've either blocked or once they've maybe let your attackers through, and it just gets to equip onto a creature for free instantaneously. We also have 4 copies of Kemba's Outfitter. 1-mana 2/1. This is another way to cheat these equipment onto your creatures. And then this being an alchemy card, it's going to have that perpetually keyword on it. So it says choose an equipment card in your hand, or you could choose a equipment you control, and then it perpetually gains equip 1. So instead of it equipping for 8, it's going to be able to equip for 1 mana. And then with it being able to equip for 1 mana, you can equip it for free on Fervent Champion, and so on and so on. We're also playing 4 copies of Esper Sentinel because, again, we can drop these really early on, actually get some card advantage going, and that'll help us find what we're trying to do. We also have, we only had 1 copy of Kemba, but that's fine, right? This is legendary, but it is a 2-mana 2/2, and it says whenever Kemba enters the battlefield or another cat, which, we are playing the Kemba's Outfitters. So anytime a cat enters the battlefield, we actually get to grab an equipment that we control and attach it onto it for free. So again, another way to cheat that onto play. We had a couple of copies of Frodo. I thought this was a really cool card. So this says whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, you can attach equipment that costs 2 or 3 to Frodo. So Frodo's going to get those sword equipments attached onto him for free. And then as long as it's your turn, you get to prevent all damage. And then last but not least, in regards to creatures, we have 4 copies of Ranger-Captain of Eos. This is going to go let us get our Fervent Champions, our Esper Sentinels, our Kemba Outfitters, anything that costs 1. And again, right, this is a super busted card. You also get to sacrifice it to prevent your opponent from casting non-creature spells the turn that you sacrifice it. So maybe on their upkeep you sacrifice this, they can't potentially wipe the board. Really, really good. Then we have 3 copies of Kellen as well. So this is one of the new adventure cards. For 2 mana, we get to go search our library for any equipment card, put it in our hand. And then for 3 mana, we get to make a 2/2 double striker. So again, this is going to be able to search out the equipment. This card is really, really good in this deck. And then last but not least, the card that I felt like maybe we could bump up to even 3 is going to be Thud, just 1 mana, sacrifice a creature as an additional cost, and then this deals damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to any target. So, you know, we're attacking with a Fervent Champion, with the Sigarda's Aid in play. We're going to sneak in a Colossus Hammer onto it. We're going to hit them for 11, and then they take it thinking, oh, you know, I can take 11 once, and then we Thud, and then the game's over. So really, really great line of play there. And this deck, while it is kind of expensive because, you know, you have a ton of rares and mythics and, you know, just everywhere, this deck is pretty sweet and it worked really, really well, which you're about to see. So, you know what? Again, a huge shout out to Bath Salty for giving us the idea to build this and kind of like getting us started with the shell. And we did play around with it for a while, and this is just where we ended up, and we crushed it. So again, if you enjoy the deck, the channel, the video, please like, comment, subscribe, check out all the cool links down below, join the Discord, hop on over to twitch.tv/BA Motumbo, and just like Bath Salty, you can bring your deck or your idea of a deck, and we potentially will turn it into a video and post it online. So yeah, again, let's just hop right into the games, and we will see you all at the wrap-up. Sigarda's Aid, Fervent, yeah, it's fine. Yep. Okay, I mean, you should have 100% hit our creature. Fragment Reality, though, that's definitely an interesting one. I mean, that feels like a good hit right there, right? Do I want to sack this? Like, not right now, obviously, but when it's their turn. They're only going to be casting creature spells, so I'm not really concerned. Something about angels, all right. I mean, this is a pretty good draw. Play the Sunbaked Canyon. We are going to take a peek. I mean, honestly, I think it's just still this, right? Like, all right. Well, they don't have any instants, so yeah. I mean, that's a pretty good showing for the first game. That's a cool avatar.
mean, we're gonna keep it. All right, we have to be worried about land destruction here. So, all right, we're just gonna draw all the inspiring advantages. So, I think. Maybe we should have kept the Kemba's Outfitter in our hand, but I really hope that we don't get got by like a Anger of the Gut. Yeah, Anger shouldn't have even thought the words. Oh, that was a really good draw. I'm gonna play this one. I'm gonna see if they go after it. Oh, this is Jund, Questing Beast. Does that have first strike? It does not. Yeah, I definitely want to take action. And this is a big hit. Like, how much do you value? Because if you take this, then your Questing Beast dies. Okay, like they are in like chump block mode essentially. So I'm actually going to draw a card here. This is pretty good. Because they block to save the damage, because if they take it, we draw 2 and they lose the creature. Like, they're just in a terrible spot right now. That was a horrible decision. I mean, I guess we're just going to win the game here, right? Like, we just equip that and then we thud them and then the game is over. So, okay. I mean, this deck's pretty sweet. I like it. 20 minutes, yeah. Keep, we haven't gone first yet, have we? So I wonder if... This might be a play Esper Sentinel first type matchup. Yeah, we're going to get a card out of it, so that's fine. Oh, okay. Discard a card. Well, I don't want to discard any of these. Fading Hope. You know what? I'm going to discard the Esper Sentinel. Oh, so this is actually just wizards. Okay. No attacks. If I can land this Sword of Fire and Ice, that is going to be pretty sick. I'm going to just play Sword of Fire and Ice next turn. Is there last card? It is, isn't it? God. Monstrous Rage? Interesting. So, what can we do next turn? We are racing. Nah, we're at 3. If we draw a thud, we win. Oh, not a thud. Not a thud. All right, what can we do here? I mean, it has to be this. I don't... What can we get, right? Like... A hammer doesn't do it. It puts us -1. Putting in a shadow... Yeah, putting in a shadow spear would have been actually pretty ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm not roping. So, I get a hammer. A hammer puts us so close. If we had one more land, we can win too. I mean, it has to be hammer, right? If we had one more land, we could play this. $13. Oh, well. Good game. Oh, no, we got him. Oh, I forgot that the Sword of Fire and Ice deals the damage. Oh, my gosh. I'm so bad at this deck. It is. Whatever. Accidental wins. Accidental wins. Slightly buzzed. That's not what we think it is. He just got a really bad haircut. Again, still have not gone first. He's also slightly light-yeared. Maybe. Yeah, give me that. We're just going to pay the 2 life here. Have there been any drawbacks? There have not been any drawbacks to that.
We're probably going to get Wrathed here. Right? This is the deck that just plays all the Wraths. This is like the exact same deck that we played last week. Oh, Leyline Binding. Interesting. I mean, I would have just went after the creature there. But I get it. I get it. I mean, what's your last play? Like, they don't have an Up the Beanstalk right now, which is good, because they're not getting any immediate, like, return value on their spells that they're playing, so... they probably regret not playing that first. Interesting. Could go get a hammer. What does a hammer do? Really anything? I'm going to draw a card first. So this lets us just win the game through an attack, right? So, yeah, this is fine. I guess I'm going to play this. It's probably smarter just to play this next turn. Okay. So that worked out pretty well. Okay, good game. Good game, slightly buzzed. I think they are playing our exact list. Like, we could just kill them through that. Yep, I definitely want to take action. Pop. All right. So far, so good. This deck is just, like, crushing people. Awesome. Hey, look. We still have not gone first. I think I'm going to mulligan this. Do we mulligan? Turn 1, turn 2... Have they printed all of them already? Do I want an Esper Sentinel here? Hold on. Is this ninjas? This is ninjas, right? But now it's Luris, though. You got it. Yeah, we'll just trade here. Perfectly fine. That's just a ginger brute, right? Yeah. Retrofitter Foundry, alright. You gonna pay that? So I can't block this, right? I mean, this is actually a pretty insane draw. So I'm not going to attack with the Fervent Champion because they could just sack the Outcast to the Foundry. I mean, one of these games I would love to go first. Is there a blue-white one? Hey, what's up, Unidirt? Good morning to you, or afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. What does this do? Nothing. No blocks. I mean, well, if we're going to win, we're going to win, right? Like, nothing has death touch, right? They probably block and then sack to get a 4/4, right? And, like, not lose anything. And then we just... And then you know what we do, BB Livid? We give them the business. This is a misplay. Business given. Pop. We fold it in. We fold in the beating. Just fold it in. Just fold it in. Oh, thanks for going and checking. So, Fervent Champion into... This is fine if we draw a land. We actually get to go first, which is amazing. Well, if we start at 18, you're going to start at 19. Hold on a second. So... If I play this and draw a land for next turn, that's really good. But then this just gives us more damage potentially next turn, right? Because this is going to get equipped. Okay, so they're on the... I want to attach the other thing. I mean, depending on what happens next turn, we might just win. So... Yeah, they may take it because they're gaining life and it doesn't kill them. So... Sure. You have a 5/5. Yep. Good game, Santo. Pop. This deck. Oh, this deck is ridiculous. I love it. So opponent goes first. We don't have any equipment in our hand. No way to go get equipment, so I'm gonna mulligan this. This is fine-ish. I'm gonna put this back, I think. Ooh, no play? Okay. I wonder what play they I wonder what play they had there. Okay. I mean, they got our Sigarda's aid. I mean, I still think you just go after the equipment, but I'm gonna go get a Fervent Knight. When this enters the battlefield or transforms, so I could sack this, but should I sack it? No blocks. I don't know why you didn't just block with your Adeline there, but... Definitely want to take action. We are going to get a Kemba's Outfitter here. Yeah, again, not sure why they didn't just block with Adeline there. You said they should unbuff Symmetry Sage? Yeah, they really should. Really? Okay. I do think I'm going to block here. I mean, are you going to take it? No, you're going to block. That makes him indestructible. Okay. That's fine. I get to kill your Adeline here? So we definitely go to 6, which is unfortunate. Okay. Oh, come back. Come back. We were doing stuff. Oh, man. So this has a hammer in it, but no way to discount it. So I think this is a mulligan. This is fine. Hollowed Fountain. Okay. Very curious to see what they're playing here. Oh, is this a reanimator deck? Or is this just a control deck that has a little bit of... No, it's okay. All right. Okay. Mizzix's Mastery, right? Yeah. All right, so I guess we've lost to the Emergent Ultimatum. Oh, they didn't have the land. Like, what's that last card in their hand? Yep. Well, that was a pretty quick 8-0 that we just fired off against the entirety of everybody playing Historic right now, so... Okay. Sweet deck. Sweet deck. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the wrap-up, and like I said at the beginning, we crushed our opponents with this deck. We fired off a quick 8-0 with this, and since then we've just been crushing. But yeah, 8-0 for just immediately trying the deck, and yes, we definitely got some plays wrong at the beginning, especially that one game where we didn't think we had lethal because we weren't attacking for enough, and we thought we were only getting our opponent down to 1, but then the Sword of Fire and Ice, saved the day by dealing that extra 2 damage. This deck is great. Again, it's super expensive. Most of these cards in the decks are rare or mythic, and that is hard to build. But luckily we had, we built with what we had. Ideally you probably want to play, maybe 2 or 3 Kembas. The Frodos, I don't think we ever drew Frodo, so again, this could be something else. This could go up to like 3 or 4 thuds. You could even play cards like Lightning Helix in order to kind of clear the way. There's just a lot of, this deck has a lot of versatilities, right? Like sort of Body and Mind was kind of like, I don't actually think we ever equipped it. The Sword of Fire and Ice is really the best sword that there is. There are other swords that are just not online, like Sword of Light and Shadow. That's one of the ones that I would love to see online. It gives us, another line on protection. And, and one thing I did kind of forget about, right, is if you have 2 Fervent Champions in play, one of them have a sword, you can't actually pump the one with the sword with the other Fervent Champion because it's pro-red. But again, this is just a basic shell of Sigarda's Aid, Colossus Hammer, Kemba's Outfitter, stuff like that. But then at the same time, right, we've gotten to incorporate Fervent Champion. We've gotten to incorporate one of the new cards from Wilds of Eldraine in Kellen the Fey-Blooded. And, we got to try other cards out that maybe we, normally wouldn't have gotten to try, like Frodo and whatnot, even though we didn't draw it, but we still got to put in the deck. But Ranger-Captain of Eos, being able to go get the Kemba's Outfitter, I felt like, in order to essentially, make the Colossus Hammer super cheap was really great, or to get the Fervent Champion in order to equip the Sword of Fire and Ice for free. And then even just getting an Esper Sentinel in order to put this into play to make, kind of tax our opponent at least 1 per turn was really, really good. And then Kellen, I mean, being able to search out for the equipment was super, super good. Kellen's side of being a creature, while it is double striking, it can be pretty powerful. But again, overall, it's just a 3-mana 2/2. You're typically not going to want to put the equipment on Kellen. You want the equipment somewhere else, but still, yeah. Other than that, though, again, a huge shout out to Bath Salty for this idea. I'm glad we were able to take this and run with it, and I'm super happy that we just destroyed our opponents with it. So A+, give it a shot if you have the cards. Just move some numbers around and you will be fine, I promise you. But yeah, again, if you enjoy the deck, the channel, the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links down below. Join the Discord. And hop on over to twitch.tv/BA Motumbo. Drop me a follow and bring your deck ideas on the weekend, and we will potentially turn your deck into a video. But with that being said, everyone, please stay safe, and we'll see you all next time.